What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers are sitting at 10-5 on the season, and they have looked like a very different team. Now, look, the last game, in my opinion, is inexcusable. I'm still not happy about it. Know a lot of people are trying to just like, hey, it's one game. Again, one game in the Western Conference is the difference between you being a play-in team and a playoff team. Do we remember last season? Have you seen how the Western Conference is shaping up? Literally, the Lakers right now, if they would have won that game as they should have, they would have been half a game out of first place. And instead, they are 2 games out of being the 10 seed. They are a game and a half out of being the 9th seed. Right? A game is all the difference in the world. Right? Like, especially in this Western Conference. Do we all remember that Clipper game last season where if the Lakers win, they're the 5 seed and they lost? And then next thing you know, they were what? Like the 11th seed? And then they had to basically just scratch and claw and climb just to be a play-in team? Right? One game can be the difference. And you're not talking about just this game. You're talking about the Pistons game. Right? Now, look, I do think that this Lakers team is different under J.J. Redick. I do think that, and I have said that I believe J.J. Redick would have been a huge difference in the playoffs last season against the Denver Nuggets. Right? Well, guess what? The Los Angeles Lakers are playing the Denver Nuggets. And Denver has absolutely owned us the last 2 years, at least. Right? I mean, we can't beat them to save ourselves. And the reason I think J.J. Redick would have been a difference, right? I actually think J.J. Redick would have been the difference in beating the Denver Nuggets. However, there's no way to prove that. But I have all the confidence in the world that they would have at least been in the conversation. That it wouldn't have been a 5-game gentleman's sweep. That the Lakers would have at least pushed that to 7 games, 6 games. Just because, again, every game went the exact same way for 2 straight years. That's coaching. It's one team making the adjustments, the other team not. Right? It's the Lakers having a lead every half. If the game was over at halftime, Lakers sweep Denver. It's one thing to lose a game up 20 at the half. It happens. Right? We've seen every team in the NBA. I mean, the Celtics last year were up 30 and ended up losing a game. Right? Like, it happens. But to happen 4 times in a 5-game stretch, that's coaching. And so I do think that J.J. Redick would have been a real difference maker. And I think we're going to see a very different game. Now, look, I don't think that, it's one thing to win in the regular season. Even if the Lakers win, don't get me wrong, it'll be a confidence boost, right? Because Denver has absolutely owned us. It's another thing to win it in the playoffs, though, right? Like, I still think we need to get it done in the playoffs. But it will be nice to see what differences, win or lose, right? What differences have there been in the Lakers' approach under J.J. Redick against a team like Denver compared to Darvin Ham, right? Because we've seen a lot of how the Lakers look with Darvin Ham. How do they look under J.J. Redick? Now, obviously, one game isn't the be-all, end-all either way. I'm not going to lie. If the Lakers beat Denver, I'm going to be talking some mess. Okay? I will absolutely be talking some mess. But that'll be the fan in me. But if I remove my fandom for a moment, even if the Lakers do win this game, right? Like, it is something that I don't think you can, like, that's it. Lakers are better than Denver. No, you got a lot to prove in the Denver matchup besides one game early in the regular season, right? But I do think that would be a good momentum game. I do think that this would be one, especially coming after the loss that we lost, right? Something that I've talked about all offseason and throughout the course of this season is how do you respond off of losses, right? Do you just keep getting smacked? We saw Lakers not respond well off of a loss last time. We went and ended up being 4-4. And the Lakers have a very tough stretch coming up beyond Denver. It's not just Denver that we have to worry about. I mean, Lakers have a very tough stretch coming up. And you can't mess around, right? You got to win these games. And this is going to be a hard-fought match, right? Jokic is back. He played last game, right? But same breath, we got to keep things in perspective. Denver's coming off a back-to-back. However, apparently that doesn't matter because the Lakers have played two teams coming off a back-to-back, and they've lost both. So Denver's right there, and Denver's only a game and a half behind us, right? Like, you win this, they got a full game. They'd only be half a game behind us. Not good, right? We got to make sure we're handling business today. We got to make sure that we're showing up and getting it done. We're at home. Finally lost a home game. Would have been nice to be undefeated at home going into this Denver game, but it's time to bounce back, right? Denver has been one of our demons. Denver has been just one of those teams that just, it seems like no matter what, we just cannot beat them. Doesn't matter how good we play, doesn't matter, nothing. At the end of the day, guess what? We fall short every time. Well, this is a moment to prove, hey, we're not falling short this time. Things are different. Different game, different time. Again, I don't think this game either way is the be-all, end-all. Even if the Lakers lose, I don't think it's like, oh, that's it. Lakers are dead. No, I mean, again, losses happen, games happen, but it does kind of feel like this is a game that you really need to win. This does feel like a game that if JJ wins, it almost solidifies, okay, he's different than Darvin Ham, right? Like, it's clear. I don't think that there's any question. Even if the Lakers could lose tomorrow by 30, and I still don't, or today, by 30, right? And I don't think it would matter. I don't think like, oh, he's just as bad as Darvin. No, he's better than Darvin Ham. But if you pull out that win today, guess what? That narrative from just an everyday standpoint, and from a Nuggets fan to a Laker fan to the media to everybody, you know what the narrative is? Oh, Lakers are different. Lakers got JJ. JJ had these boys prepared to beat Denver, and it's a completely different conversation, right? Everything changes if you handle Denver today, right? From just a morale standpoint to a media standpoint to like, oh, things are different standpoint, so on and so forth, right? But it's one of those things where I really want to see the Lakers pull out this win. I don't think it's do or die, but I really do. I really do. It's incredibly frustrating to just keep getting handed to by the same team over and over and over again, especially when you're right there every time. Every time. Right? It's just like every time you should have won this game and you should win this game, and it's just it's so frustrating. So frustrating. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, hey, the narrative definitely changes if you win today, right? There will, because look, if Lakers beat Denver, this would be, I mean, I know that they won that game in the playoffs, but it kind of just felt like, here's the save you from the gentleman sweep, right? Like, you win your first matchup against Denver under JJ Redick, that narrative changing, right? The conversation is very different, right? You lose this game, there is going to be a lot of, like, oh, it's the same. JJ Redick's the same. He's just another Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham couldn't beat him. JJ could be like. This is a real narrative game, and that's where I think it's important. But do you think that this game is like an absolute must win? Do you think that this game is something where it's like, nah, it doesn't really matter either way, but you just want to see a different like performance, right? To me, it's more about like what's the approach? How do they handle it? Right? Obviously, there's factors. I mean, if Denver just like shoots the lights out insane and Jokic goes for like a 40-40-40 triple-double, right? Like, there's nothing you can do about that, right? But I want to see, like, what is the approach? How does JJ have these guys prepared? What's the point of attack plans, right? On the defensive side of things, the offensive side of things, right? How are you, accounting for Jokic, right? Like, what's the game plan on both sides of the ball? That's where I really want to kind of see how the Lakers handle business here, and then whether they win, how did they win? The Lakers just shoot the lights out, and that's why they won, because it's not the same thing as a hard-fought win and the Lakers finally get over the hump, right? It's not a difference than the Lakers they did all the dirty work and just dominated it, out-rebound Denver, took care of the basketball, created turnovers, right, hit shots, right? Like if it's something where, Denver basically dominated us in every aspect of the game, but the Lakers shot 70% from three. No, it's not the same type of win as it was a, hard-fought start-to-finish win, right? So, there's several elements that I'm really looking at in this game, regardless of the wins and losses. But I do think that we need to get this win. But again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.